Right, welcome to Mark Talk Sport. Today we are going to be discussing the points deduction just a little bit to top over it for what I've been seeing over social media. I will also be talking about the build up to the Birmingham game coming this Friday. It's been a lot of talk over the internet. I just want to give my final thoughts on the points deduction and then discuss a little bit, few bits and pieces from there. But don't forget to subscribe, like for more content. Let's get into it. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to this setup. It's a lot harder for me to do it on my phone, so I have decided that for these sort of type of videos, I'm going to be doing it through this way. I got a good reception yesterday for the points deduction, very good views, a lot of comment on there as well, lots of likes. So thank you guys ever so much for everything you guys have been doing for the video and for this channel, bringing it back and going forward. So, as I said, let's get into the points deduction reaction. A lot of negative reaction happening with certain people have put over Twitter about Reading. A lot of people have had a go about Mark Bowen, the owners, Dae Young Pang, Paul Ince, blah, 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 blah. So what I've come on here today and wanted to say is you've got to look at this from a different perspective. Look at this as this is going to be detrimental to the club. Look at this as this is the start of a new way moving forward. So when I read Mark Bowen's statement, it was the most transparent thing we've had from the club in years. I can't even tell you the last time we had one. They owned up to their mistakes. They said that they did wrong. Whoever made the deal just knew that the deal that they were making was basically, let's not get deducted all 12 points. Let's survive this season and then try and survive the next season. That was basically the aim of the game. And now looking at it, it worked. If we got the points deduction we were meant to, Derby would have survived and we would have gone down, or Peterborough would have gone down, would have stayed up. So you've got to take positives. We've got to look at positives. We can't keep looking at negatives all the time. Because if you keep looking at the negatives that's going on, you're never going to get anywhere. So for me, I took the positive as in the club know what they're doing. They've made strides upon strides over the summer of bringing in new recruits that will come to effect this summer. Not only that, they've made massive improvements behind the scenes with people. All we need now is for the next 7 games is to get behind the lads, forget every shit that's happened over the past few days. Let's get behind the lads, let's push them over that line, and let's survive. Once we survived, we will then go into more detail about what the club needs to do next. Paul is in charge. He will be in charge for the remainder of the season when his contract expires in the summer. I don't see him being here next season. I'll be physically shocked if he is here next season. But what else is there to lose? Nothing. We need to make sure that we've got three teams that are below us or are worse than us that we sort of outdo, copy their results, make sure that we do better or match the results that are around us and not get slipped even more into that relegation battle. And I'll tell you this 100%, I don't believe we will get relegated. I believe we will stay up, and I believe next season will be a lot better season than we've had at this club. I feel like we're not gonna get promotion yet. I said one of these quotes today to one of the people I was talking to, and they were going on about it. It's like everything we're going through right now, everything that's gone on right now, won't it taste a little bit sweeter when we finally do get promotion? Instead of being a yo-yo club from Premier League Championship, spend 20, 30 million pounds a season on new players, spending X amount of money when you get to the Championship and stay up. And try and stay up, but then you get relegated and then you've got to keep those players, then you're too good for the league. It becomes a point now, just taste a lot sweeter when we get it done. So yeah, that is my thoughts on that and what I've read everything yesterday. And I think Bowen is the perfect person to take us forward. Not against him whatsoever. I am fully behind Mark Bowen, fully behind the club, fully behind the players. So let's let's just deal with that, and then we can deal with everything else moving forward later on. Right, enough about that. Let's get into the Birmingham game. So Birmingham's recent form. We're going to go through Birmingham. As we all know, Reading's, it's just shite. So Birmingham's recent form over the last 6 games, they have won 3, drawn 1, lost 2. The last game they played, they beat Blackburn Rovers 1-0. Before that, they played QPR and beat them 1-0. Played Watford, beat and lost 3-0. Beat Rotherham 2-0 and drew against Wigan 1-1. So head to head, the last game we played against Birmingham, we lost 3-2 in December. Then before that, in the February 2022, we beat them 2-1. And then before that, we beat them 2-1, lost 2 times in a row in 2020 in December, and the 17th of March 2021, we lost 2-1. And then the 7th of March 2020, we beat them 3-1. So it's an up and down record, 1-3, lost 3. No real draws in that at all. A lot of goals. Be interested to see how it goes going into that moving forward. But if we look at the form table in the last 6 games, Birmingham are currently ninth in the championship form table. As I said, played 6, won 3, drawn 1, lost 2 with a goal difference of 0. They scored 5 and conceded 5. And they have 10 points. Reading in the current last 6 games are 24th. And that's all together. So we've played 6, won none, drawn 2, lost 4. We have a goal difference of -8 by scoring 3 and conceding 11. Yep. Yep. And we have a point of 2. Still being optimistic. Still being optimistic. I am not going to give up my optimism. The home form currently is Reading have played 6, won 2, drawn 2, lost 2 with a goal difference of 1 by scoring 8 and conceding 7, with a points tally of 8 points and 19th overall in home form. We were the best home form team in the league, and it has dramatically gone down. Birmingham, with their away form with the other championship clubs, will place 11th, where they've played 6, won 2, drawn 1, lost 3, with a goal difference of -4 by scoring 8 and conceding 12. They have gained 7 points away from home in the previous 6. Interesting tell where we score a fair bit at home and they concede a fair bit away. Hopefully that's going to be a good thing for us if we look at the away form. They haven't lost in that. They only lost 1 game in their last 6, and that was against Watford 3-0 on a Tuesday night. So hopefully we can use that and what they did against them. Hopefully we can pick the correct team. I'm still expecting 5 at the back, which we do not need. We need 4 at the back, 3 in midfield, 3 at the top. Yaku Mate is back from injury, so hopefully he will be able to help us and roar us together and push us forward. No Liam Moore, as it looks like he's out for the season. Ijaria will not be there as well, as he is out with the season, injured. Yep, going to leave that there. So we just got to hope that the telling issue is if we look at the top goal scorers for both clubs, Scott Hogan is the top goal scorer for Birmingham with 10 goals, and Reading's top goal scorer is Tom Ince with 9. Our second most top goal scorer this season is Andy Carroll with 7. Now, people will look at this and go, we need a striker that scores 20 plus goals a season. Yes, but at the same time, Andy Carroll can only do one thing, and that is bring other people into play. We haven't. We the other players that are coming into play are not there. I think it was the whole game. If we take that by example, long ball after long ball to Andy Carroll, everything was going at him. Everything was going through him, but no one was there around him. No one was there for the flick on. No one was there for anything. And I think the big telling point as well out of all of that is Lucas João went on international break, did quite well, come back, scores a goal, doesn't celebrate, carries on. I don't blame him. He won't be here next season, nor will Yaku Mate. I highly doubt. If Yaku Mate's here next season, I will be shocked because I don't think his wages, he will want a wage rise. And I don't think under the new conditions we're probably going to get with financial fair play, we're going to be able to sustain that. And especially with his injury records he's had before, I don't think it's feasible for the club to sort of put big money down for. So I don't see that. Andy Carroll will be here next season, and so will Tom Ince. It'd be interesting to see how Tom Ince plays next season. Probably 80% guaranteeing that his father won't be here. Will he be having a new position? Will his head drop? Will he not be able to? Will he be professional? I think that's the most important question. Is this man going to be a professional when it comes to it? I hope he is. I hope he does. I really like his enthusiasm. I like the way he plays. But as soon as his head drops, he is a liability, especially against Hull. Just kicking the ball away, just angrily just kicking it away for like no reason. He should be getting behind the team. Stop badgering them and get behind them. Badger them when they need to be badgered. Rally them when they need to be rallied. That's the great thing about a leader. A leader knows when he rips into you, when he needs to, and when to drag you by the collar and pull you along with him. And Tom Ince does show that sometimes, but not all the time. And it's becoming a bit worrying that when he doesn't perform, we don't perform. So it's something that needs to change or something that needs to happen in the future for us to be able to fight this relegation battle that we've now been put into. So let's talk about the relegation battle and let's look at the teams that are around us and where I think what could happen and where I think this will go. So currently Wigan are bottom with 34 points. Then it's Blackpool with 35. Huddersfield on 39, along with Cardiff, us on 40, and then Rotherham on 41, QPR on 42. And we don't need to worry about Hull or Birmingham. They're probably safe from the scrap, just about, with the teams that are down there. Currently, the most informed team are Reading, QPR, Wigan, maybe, I would say. Blackpool as well. Huddersfield are on a tear at the moment. I see them going, pushing up. I see Huddersfield survive. At this precise moment, my prediction for relegation is Wigan, Blackpool, Cardiff, or Rotherham and QPR. I don't think Reading will be in that. If we win on Friday against Birmingham, yeah, I think we will be fine. It's just we need 2 wins in the final games of the season for us to stay up. And I really do think that we will find those 2 wins. I don't think we'll find them away from home. We've got Birmingham next and then Preston after away from home, who are 10th mid-table, doing quite well. Good team this season, playing well. We've got Burnley. Preston, if we can get a draw out of that, I'll be very happy. Burnley, if we get a draw out of that, I'll be extremely happy. If we win, a whole different conversation. Luton at the moment, who are 4th, going for the playoffs again. Draw out of that would be lovely. Coventry away, who are 8th, a draw out of that would be lovely. Wigan, the last home game of the season is against Wigan. We have to win that. So Wigan and Birmingham are my 2 games that I'm looking. I think Huddersfield away we will struggle because it's Neil Warnock, and I think he'll get them to survive. And I don't see us. We need to survive before that Huddersfield game. We need to make sure we beat Birmingham, draw against Preston, we'll draw most of the games, and then when it comes to Wigan, we have to beat them. Unless Wigan beat every single team that they're up against, and they've got Sheffield United coming up Friday, Then Swansea, they got a massive game against Blackpool, hoping for a draw on that one because both teams won't even get a win. Stoke, Millwall, and then they've got us, and then Rotherham. So they've got big fixtures for Wigan going into that. Huddersfield, let's have a look at their fixtures. They have got Watford coming up Friday. Let's hope they lose that. Blackburn, I hope they lose that. Swansea could be a good game for Huddersfield. Swansea a bit here and there. Sunderland, hope they lose that. Cardiff will be a big game, hoping for a draw. So neither team will struggle doing it. Then they've got Sheffield United and then us. They've got a tough game. Jesus. Sheffield United have got a real bad time. That is horrible. Huddersfield. Let's have a look at Blackpool's. So Blackpool have got Cardiff, hoping for a draw. Luton, hopefully they lose. And then they got Wigan. Then they got West Brom. Then they got Birmingham. Then they got Millwall. And then they got Norwich. Basically got 4 top 10 teams in the last 7, I think maybe. You can look at that. So they're going to have a struggle with the final games of the season. And then let's look at Cardiff. As we said, they've got Blackpool. Then they've got Sunderland. Hopefully they lose that. Then they've got Sheffield United. Then they've got Watford. Then they've got Stoke. The big game for them is the second to last game of the season at home against Huddersfield. And then they got Burnley away on the last day of the season. Hopefully Burnley haven't been promoted yet and they need a win to get promoted. And Cardiff need a win to survive. That could be an interesting game. So I'm not worried looking at the fixtures. I think, as we all know, Championship is unpredictable. We never know where they're going. But at the same time, with the form of all these teams, there's not really someone that's standing out and looking at that to help us move forward. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. I'm not overly like negative about that. Looking at the fixtures, I think we will be fine. So let's just wait and see what happens, and let's go from there. Right, in the comments down below, before I do my predictions or the predictions I've sent out via Twitter, if you haven't already yet, please go and follow my Twitter account, where you will be able to get anything that I tweet about against any of the games coming up, or there's any special video that I'm planning to do over the summer, or anything that's going to happen, or any questions that I would like to be asked going forward. So that's what, if you guys could do that. Don't forget the link to that is in the description down below. Don't forget as well that if you go and like the video, subscribe to it, click that notification bell, you will get an instant notification for when one of these videos go live. And also, if you are interested in any wrestling content, I have another channel with a link to that will be in this channel. Go and subscribe. And we are doing 3 or 4 shows a week talking about Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and maybe sometimes if there's a big, massive event or anything happening, any pay-per-view or premium live event, I will be doing a review on that as well. And if there's any news that happens, I will be doing a breaking news section and breaking down any massive news that's been going on in the wrestling world. So don't forget to go and subscribe to that. Don't forget to like that. Thank you guys ever so much for all the views and all the likes that you were doing for all the videos I have posted so far. I'm very grateful of that. So thank you ever so much. So let's get into the predictions. Right. So I put on Twitter predictions and in a group chat that I talked to Reddit fans. 4 people have gone for 2-1 Reading against Birmingham. That's David, Adam GC Jones, Gareth, and Adam the Legend. Aidan has gone for 1-1. Math has decided to be ridiculous and gone for 3-0 Birmingham because it's math. And NCC Dakota has gone 4-0 Birmingham. Hannibal's going to get sent off, headbutts Int, and has a statue outside the SCO. Yeah. And Tom Mahoney has gone for a 0-0. He thinks it's going to be a draw. I am going for a 2-0 Reading win. I'm also going to throw it out there. I think Lucas Jow and Andy Carroll are going to get the goals. Or do I go a bit ridiculous? Tom Holmes and Lucas João going to get the goals. If that becomes a prediction and that actually happens, I don't know what I'm going to do, but that is pretty ridiculous, and I would take that all day long. So let me know your predictions down below in the comments of what you think it's going to be. And this is the end of the video. So thank you guys ever so much for joining me today. Thank you all of you that have helped me along the way. I will see you guys on Saturday or Friday night. Friday night, I'm going to do my instant reaction. I'm going to talk about how I felt during the game. I won't record during the game. This is not going to be like a vlog or anything like that. During the game, I would say I'm going there. I will do before the game how I'm feeling. Halftime, my review of the halftime situation. I will then also do an end of game, and then when I get home, an overview of the game. That is my plan. Normally that doesn't happen because normally I'm too angry to do anything, and if I get on the microphone or talk to anyone on the camera after a game, I will go ballistic. So you'll probably get that reaction anyway. So yes, thank you guys ever so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. I need to find where I need to press my button.